This is March, the month of madness where 68 teams embark on a quest to cut down the nets at the beginning of April. The NCAA basketball tournament bracket is set with games starting tonight in Dayton, Ohio. But before they begin, major questions need to be answered. And that's where we come in. Welcome back to Penn State Sports Night. I'm Nate Johns, joined by Lauren Harth and Jeremy Rose to break down the bracket. The first round matchups are set, and there are a lot of intriguing games on the schedule for round one. Lauren, I'm going to start with you. What's the first round matchup that you're most looking forward to?
Well, there's a lot that I'm looking forward to. I think, once the tournament starts, it's always exciting to see the teams that come in with their surprises. But the matchup I'm most looking forward to is Georgia versus Gonzaga. I think the two teams match up against each other really nicely, but for their own reasons. Georgia was 12-1 in their non-conference schedule with a notable win against the Big East champions St. John's, and they also beat Florida and Kentucky in their regular season conference matchups. That's due to their defensive strengths. They have strong rebounding. One of their stars gets 6.8 rebounds per game, and for Gonzaga, that's kind of where they fell short in their matchups against opponents this season. They were out-rebounded in their loss against West Virginia and St. Mary's, so I think them being able to get those rebounds will be key, and Georgia getting ahead of Gonzaga. But on Gonzaga's side, they are the second highest scoring offense in NCAA, so really, it's going to be a matter of who wins out, the offense of Gonzaga or the defense of Georgia, and I can't wait to see it play out.
Yeah, real unstoppable force versus immovable object there. Jeremy, what are you most looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to, I want a little mid-major action right here. We're going to go Missouri against Drake. That's a 6 versus an 11 seed. Missouri comes in there 22-11, 10-8 in a very, very competitive SEC. Obviously, they had 13 teams in the tournament this year, including Missouri. Missouri does have a very significant win. They took down Florida, one of 4 teams all year to do it. They're 12-3 out of conference. They succeed at a very high level when they're playing teams not in the SEC, as many teams within the SEC did. They contribute very well, work very well there, and they're led by Caleb Grill. Caleb Grill might not necessarily be their highest scorer. He's averaging 14 points, 4 rebounds throughout the season, but he's got that X factor. He's a guy, you watch him on the court, he's going to go make emphatic dunks, get his entire bench, get his entire team hype. He shoots threes from just about anywhere on the floor, which just makes him kind of an unstoppable player. One of those guys who you look at in March and, cements himself along some of the greats. And then on the Drake side, they're 30-3. They went 17-3 in their conference this year, won the conference tournament, and their 3 losses came by only 13 combined points, meaning all of those games are toss-ups. Make one play here, make one play there. They end up 33-0 heading into the tournament. That's a dangerous squad as well. And their leading scorer put up 22, 21, and then 16-11 against their 3 ranked opponents. One of those ranked opponents being Vanderbilt, who you're going to see later on in this tournament as well. So Drake's got a whole lot of potential playing against this Missouri team who's, played a very, very tough schedule. I'm excited to see how that one turns out.
Yeah, the Caleb Grill-Bennett Sturts matchup going to be one to see. Don't want to miss that one. And while we're talking about the mid-majors, we're going to switch over to the Cinderellas because they're what makes this tournament special and, in my opinion, the best postseason in sports. So, Jeremy, you talked a little bit about Drake. Are they your Cinderella or is somebody else catching your eye?
Somebody else will be catching my eye. That is the Akron Zips. Now, many people have said, the tallest player on their roster is 6'5". That's going to be a bit of an issue. And maybe it's a bit of an issue. However, they've got a top 20 pace in the entire country, meaning they run the floor, they run pace, and height doesn't become a problem when you're able to do that. And their first round matchup comes against Arizona, one of the streakiest teams in all of college basketball, led by probably the streakiest scorer throughout his 17-year NCAA career in Caleb Love. If he's not scoring at a high clip, Arizona's not winning at a high clip. I think this is heavy upset potential. Arizona runs a slow offense. Akron, once again, with that pacing, runs a very, very fast offense. And then if they go on and win that game, their round of 32 matchup potentially could be the Oregon Ducks. The Oregon Ducks, another team who run at a very slow pace. If Akron is able to keep their pace high, rebound off the glass effectively and then run their transition the way they've been running it all year long, we've got upset potential. Oregon's a super lucky team as well. They've been lucky all year long, and luck runs out in March.
Absolutely. I think it was Chad Powers that said, think fast, run fast.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that. But Lauren, who's going to be the Cinderella that you see coming out of the bracket this year?
So although I think Arizona's hit or miss, so it opens the door for Akron to do well, UC San Diego is who I have being my Cinderella team. In their first year of tournament eligibility, they get the bid winning the Big West Conference. And they're hot right now. They're on a 15-game winning streak and won 30 games and only lost 4. So they have a great record coming into the tournament. And what's really their powerhouse is getting the rebounds. forcing turnovers. They have forced nearly 15 turnovers per game, averaging that amount. And they're facing off against Michigan, who's unfortunately for them, their Achilles heel is turnovers. They give up about 14 turnovers per game. So when you do the math there, UCSD's kind of got the edge there. So I think it's really going to be a matter of, can they continue what they're strong at? And unfortunately, does Michigan do what they're bad at and give it way for UCSD to carry their way through? And they kind of luck out with a relatively easy pass to the Sweet 16, in my opinion. So I think they've kind of got a good chance.
Yeah, exciting times. Big things out there in the Big West. But now we're going to go away from the Cinderellas to the team that's going to cut down the nets, that's going to win it all. Lauren, we're going to start with you. Who's bringing home the 2025 title?
I've gone back and forth with this, but I really do think it's going to be the Florida Gators. They are won 12 of their last 13 games, the third highest scoring offense in the NCAA tournament. I don't really see how it's not them cutting down the nets at the end, but they have some potential for, hiccups along the way, but they're coming off of an SEC championship. They have all of these keys to success, so I see them getting to the Elite Eight with pretty good ease.
Yeah, absolutely. A team that had a pretty successful season the last time they won the SEC tournament. We'll see if they're able to follow that up. Jeremy, who's winning it all?
Going from one tournament champion to the next tournament champion, a team that's won 13 straight games. The lowest seed they've been all year long has been the number 2 spot. It's the Houston Cougars. They're my heart team. I think they're going to win it all this year. When you win championships because of great three-point shooting. They're the best three-point shooting team in the entire tournament at a 40% clip. And you win because of great guard play. And they have veteran guard play and great guard play to back them up. LJ Cryer has been, just like Caleb Love, basically been in basketball for what feels like 7 or 8 years at this point. They effectively score. They're the second best defensive team in the entire country. You play defense well, you shoot threes well, and you got great guard play with veteran leadership. That's the recipe for success. That's the recipe to cut down the nets. The Houston Cougars all the way.
And now the time for talk is over as the games begin tonight, and it's time to enjoy the madness. We'll see our predictions age very soon. For now, for Jeremy Rose and Lauren Harth, I'm Nate Johns. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a great night.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
For more content like this and so much more, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and X. For everyone here at Penn State Sports Night,
we are
Penn State Sports Night.